What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm Reoz. I am here with my partner Dale, back here for another Sunday, Week 8, amazing slate. Back here on Prize Picks. Use promo code Upstate if you have not signed up yet. It matches you dollar for dollar all the way up to $100. We're really finding our groove here. Obviously, we're posting NBA Monday through Friday, covering pretty much every single NFL slate besides the Sunday night slate. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, comment the picks that we haven't talked about, and obviously give a like on the video if you enjoyed. And we also have a Patreon, and Dale is going to talk about that.
Yeah, the Patreon is $15 a month. Thank you so much for everyone that's signed up so far this month. We've had a couple new guys come into the Patreon. We've had some really good winners over there as well. So $15 a month, we're thinking it's really good value, especially for the October month. We have a lot of different sports going on. World Series, NBA just kicked off. We've been doing really good on NBA. NFL is obviously in full swing right now. So for $15 a month, you're getting picks for me and my partner Riaz. We've been doing a little bit new approach as well. I've been kind of taking some swings on some six leg parlays and stuff like that, and I've been hitting a couple of them recently. And Riaz is playing a little bit more conservatively, so you're getting the best of both worlds over here on our Patreon. So there's also a live chat in there as well. You can talk to us. Any other picks that you're onto, you can get our opinion on as well. So highly recommend coming over there. It's been a really fun thing we're building over there, trying to get some new users and really build up a community.
Yeah, without a doubt. We had a really good 1-2 punch the other night with Dal hitting a huge six pick flex play, and then I hit two pick powers. So just that night alone pays basically for like 2 years of the membership for the Patreon. So definitely sign up. You don't want to miss out. And I'm going to start off with my first guy here. And this is somebody who did not start off the season really well, but is starting to find a groove here, and that's Javonte Williams. Really back to back weeks now against the Chiefs, who he's playing this week. He hit his projection at 48 and a half. Had a really good game against Green Bay where he had 82 rushing yards. I think we're really going to see a lot of Javonte Williams here in this game. We know how you want to slow the game down against the Chiefs. Not only that, this Denver offense really looked good last week against Green Bay, getting him the ball, opening up the play action for Russell, and just with a lot of trade rumors going around with the wide receivers, some guys on defense. They definitely want to see what they have with Williams, and I think in another matchup against the Chiefs in 2 weeks, they know how good he is. He needs to be utilized, and in a great spot where the Chiefs' run defense is really bad. This is where teams want to attack. So I'm going to go with the more here with Javonte Williams with his projection of 48 and a half.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Williams this week as well. Riaz, like you said, keeping the ball out of the Chiefs' offense and Patrick Mahomes' hands, probably the best way to approach that game. So you think if they get the ball first, they're really going to slow things down. Talking like 5 to 6 minute drives, if they can really sustain them, would be the right way. And Williams has looked pretty explosive. I mean, they got a little bit of a committee backfield as well. Guys are sharing touches, but when Williams gets the touches, he's really explosive. He can make a lot of things happen for that offense. So I really like that pick, Riaz. I'm going to go to another running back over in receiving yards, though. I like Alvin Kamara. His projection sitting at 36 and a half receiving yards. We saw that massive game against Jacksonville on October 19th for 91 yards as well. We look at some of the stats for that game. 14 targets, 12 receptions. That's absolutely insane. 8 targets in week 6 as well for only 36 yards. But there's a lot of shakiness to this offense. Since we saw them on that Thursday night, I believe that was a Thursday night we saw them against the Raiders, I think it was. But we saw Derek Carr throw his hands in the air. We saw him and Olave getting into it. We saw the drop ball from the tight end, and obviously we haven't seen really Michael Thomas emerge yet. Like, this offense, we think has all the pieces, but they really just haven't put it together. But one thing I know is that Kamara's pretty much looked as good as he's been in a long time, and for sure, like, he's really one of their best weapons right now. Olave just gets that DUI, and I guess he's going to be playing Sunday, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of just dump downs here to Kamara. The Colts have had a decent run defense. I'm not going to say it's one of the better ones in the league, but it's around middle of the pack run defense. So I think they're going to be just kind of using him 5-6 yard dumps to him. If he can break one loose, this line is a little bit way too low for me. I'm going to take the more here.
Definitely like this play. I think they need to utilize Kamara in the passing game. We saw how explosive he is, and coming off a really good week where he almost had 100 yards receiving, 36 and a half, definitely feels way too low. And like you said, Chris Olave's got some off-field stuff. We see Michael Thomas have decent games, and then he pretty much goes silent. So Derek Carr hasn't looked good. He's definitely always looking to check down. So definitely like this Kamara play. And then we're going to give you one more pick, somebody that Dale and I mutually agree on, and that's going to be KJ Osborne in the receiving yards. His projection sitting at 40 and a half. We've seen 3 straight weeks now. He has found a way to hit this 40 and a half. It doesn't want to move. Green Bay definitely has a good secondary, but we've seen some holes in it. Addison looked unbelievable. TJ Hawkinson has looked great, but even with both of those guys having outstanding games, Osborne still is a guy who's going to get you 7-8 targets a game, continue to chase the big deep play, and if they're not going to change this line and he's going to continue to hover around almost 50 yards receiving, I'm just going to keep taking the more here. So definitely like KJ Osborne more here on his receiving yards.
You know, and it's not really flashy either, Reoz. You know, we haven't seen a breakout game out of him at all this season. 49 is actually his high on the season against the Chiefs on 9 targets. But with Addison really, you know, stepping up and being able to stretch the field, we saw later in that game Osborne get going. Osborne was basically a no-show. Once Addison started really getting going, we saw Osborne really start to, you know, work out of the slot and do some things. So you kind of just need that number one guy to emerge. You know, I don't think Osborne's really an alpha receiver, but at a guy at this projection, I think the Moore is an awesome play because if Addison can have another big week, Osborne's going to be available in a lot of different spots. And in this game this week, you know, against Green Bay, it's a division game. It's a tight spread, you know, and the Vikings really can turn around their season here. So I really like KJ Osborne as well. Riaz, it's a great pick.
Yeah, without a doubt. And these are our 3 plays. We're going with 3 Moores: Javonte Williams, more his rushing yards; Alvin Kamara, more his receiving yards; and KJ Osborne with more of his receiving yards as well. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe. If there's a guy that we haven't talked about, leave it down in the comments. We'll definitely get back to you, and then we will see you Monday for some NFL. Peace. Or so NBA. Peace.